And for more, we're going to bring in Christy Fraga, mayor of Doral, Florida, along with Troy Miller, president and CEO of the National Religious Broadcasters. Wonderful to be with you both today. Troy, I want to start with you. Talk to us about the significance of this day and why it's so important now more than ever. And I know you were at the Capitol this morning.
I was, and thank you for having me. And it was a beautiful event this morning, just lovely. Speaker Johnson comments really called the nation to prayer, which, as he said, we are rooted in prayer. I think we all know behind the theme is the picture of General Washington at the lowest point of the war. He didn't call the army to a strategic planning. He didn't call them in to sort of regroup. He called them to a day of fasting and prayer. And we have that beautiful image of him praying in the woods where he called to the God of armies. He recognized that it is the sovereignty of God upon this nation that is at the root of this nation's success. So it was a beautiful event in the Capitol.
Yeah, it was so wonderful. And of course, there's a number of events taking place throughout the country, not just in D.C., also including in Doral. Mayor, tell us what you're doing in your beautiful city to observe this day.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me today. And it's a special day for us as well, as we've recognized National Day of Prayer for many years now. This morning we had a wonderful breakfast that was gathered by many business leaders in our community and also other elected officials, where we prayed for all the important things in our community, from local governments to our federal government, first responders. And this evening we will have a National Day of Prayer concert. All the churches, the synagogue, and the Catholic Church in our community come together, and we do a prayer concert, which we had about 3,000 people last year and expect to break about 5,000 people this year. And it's a beautiful evening.
Yeah, that's just so wonderful. I love to see that. I want to stay with you, Mayor, and I want to ask you, how you see prayer helping your city and your community. And do you think that it could be really a good way to bring people together, especially in a community as diverse as yours?
Absolutely. And that's why we do this each year, because it really is more that unites us than what divides us. And prayer is one of those things that unites us. We believe strongly in praying for our youth and the next generation and the leaders of our communities. And so we have, over the years, always had a National Day of Prayer as an opportunity to come together as a city in different faiths and pray for those things that we find to be necessary. Prayer is present in moments of celebration, but also in moments of anguish, and it's important in our community, in a community that's extremely diverse, and people have come from all over the world to make this their home, that they unite with their neighbors in something that brings us close, and that is a larger power and our faith.
Yeah, and we know that President Trump has often asked Americans to pray for our country. And Troy, it really seems that's resonating. There's a revival going on right now here in America, and more people really are turning back to God, especially young people. There's a recent Gallup poll that found 42% of young men in the U.S. said that religion was, quote, very important to them. That's compared to 28% back in 2023. So, Troy, what do you attribute that to? Yeah,
we've seen that too and heard that from a number of our ministries. The youth, the young adults heading into church, heading to Christian events, going out to Christian media is all on the rise. And I think there's a real hunger. We did a survey a year ago with the Barna Group and asked why. Why are you tuning in? And they said, encouragement. I want to know more about the Bible, more about God, and more about relationships. How do I have really quality relationships in this kind of virtual world we live in today?
Yeah, well, wonderful to be with you both. Thank you both so much for joining us, and God bless you.
Thank you.